Well, we just made a video about the 52.8N, and I know I spoke briefly about this old Ford 2000 I've got, but it's a 67, I think. Yeah, it was a 67. But yeah, 67 Ford 2000 gas. So it's one of the updated ones over the old kind of Workmaster, Jubilee, whatever you want to call style body. And as you can see, the transmission doesn't quite match the rest of it. When I first got this tractor, it ended up being that I was out there mowing with it one day, kind of near the pond down there off the end of the runway, and put it in gear and made a terrible noise, grinding and all kind of mess down inside the transmission. Turns out one of the I think it was first gear grenaded itself in there. So I took it to a friend of mine who specializes in Ford tractors, and he had a parts tractor with the old 4-speed, and long story short, had him swap them out for me because I don't have time or capacity to want to mess with that kind of thing. But you know, with it being just a standard 4-speed, no high, low, whatever, I was kind of worried about finding one, but I was glad he had one. But person I got it from, they spray painted it. I think it looks, you know, good enough for spray paint. Bondoed the crap out of the front clip here, so I ended up getting a new, well, not new, but replacement front clip from Donnie, who did my transmission. And I got to paint it and put it on here one of these days. You know, this is serviceable as is, but it's a lot of Bondo, a whole lot of Bondo. Doesn't meet up right, doesn't look right, but close enough for a working tractor. And you know, if I got to do something with the radiator, whatever, that's the time to put a new grill on. Disregard the flat tire, it goes down. And since I haven't driven the tractor in about 3 weeks now, since the grass has stopped growing, it's put itself down. The winter time, it's gonna get new fronts. Maybe in the spring I'm gonna put some new rears. They got some decent tread. That one wants to go down sometimes. You know, old tractor tires are, but anyway, gauge cluster does not work on this one. The generator light stays on because they replaced the generator with one of the GM one-wire alternators, and they did not run the line, or, you know, the wiring up there to turn that generator light off. Not high on my priorities list. I've actually checked it and made absolutely sure that it's charging, and it is. I get 13 and some change out of it, so good enough. Yeah, I just run the bush hog with it. Wanted a dedicated mowing tractor. I actually ended up, before this one, I had bought a 541 offset, but the offset was just not, I guess, it wasn't doing me very well, put it that way. Wasn't in the best of shape, needed a lot of work, but either way, we ended up trading, got this tractor for it instead, and does me a lot better job than that offset ever did. It does not like the cold. I have found that out. And now that the end of the season is here, since this is actually a tractor that I work, you know, fairly often during the summer, I was waiting for the end of the season to do some things to it. And I'm gonna give it a tune up, you know, points, condenser, plugs, wires, cap, all that good stuff. I had to put a new fuel shutoff on there. My other one broke, probably the original, but anyway. Figure we'll give this one a bit of a cold start here, see how it does. Which, speaking of the fuel shutoff, I need to turn it on. My gas tractors always turn these things off so I don't flood the carb bowls, but our lift is down. One thing I don't like about this is I can bend that PTO shaft in half if I'm not careful, if I pick the mower deck up too far. And you can see it's pretty straight angle on that PTO shaft, but I just have to remember, one of these days I'm going to forget, and then I'll have to buy a new PTO shaft. thing I got for this tractor is a canopy. One of the little like buggy canopies to go between the fenders, because it's a bit warm out there in the sun roasting over the summertime, so I want some shade when I'm out here mowing. And since this is a dedicated mower, that's what I wanted to do. They did wire the headlights to work on this thing, for what it's worth. There's Wesley. And it's got a little tail light. No dash light. There's that generator light I was talking about over here. Yeah, so that's the 2000.